there were so many times that we would go eat, and there were so many of like a lot of us, and we never paid. We never paid because the owner of the restaurant just wanted a picture with Khali. Like that's the power. That's the power and presence that somebody like Khali has.
I am based in India. You just told me that you are in the United States right now, but you were in India some time ago. So tell us what you were
Yes.
up to.
Well, I was in India about 5 years ago. I was in Jalandhar in Punjab. It was such an amazing experience. I was there for 6 months. I got to explore and learn about the Indian culture, and it was something that I never thought that I would ever be able to do. But because of the Great Khali, I was invited to go and basically open up a wrestling school in India, and we were very successful, thankfully. After 6 months, it was not easy at all, but we were able to open up a pro wrestling academy and actually have big massive shows. And because of that, both WWE and Impact went after India, and they toured several times, and then now there's an independent scene. Well, I mean, unfortunately, because of COVID, a lot of things changed. But prior to COVID, there was an independent scene that happened because of what we did in India. So I'm very proud. That's something that will always be in my heart. That I was able to do that, and I got to share that moment with many great students that went off and then built their own companies throughout the country of India.
And I mean, every time there's a shoot interview and the Great Khali comes up, there's always the story case of Great Khali stories. Do you have any funny Great Khali stories?
I don't know. Well, I don't know if necessarily they were per se funny, but they're stories. I know there were so many times that we would go eat, and there were so many of like a lot of us, and we never paid. We never paid because the owner of the restaurant just wanted a picture with Khali. Like that's the power. That's the power and presence that somebody like Khali has. Um, yeah, yeah, because there were so many times he would take us out to eat, but we never paid because the owner just wanted a picture with Khali, and that to me was just amazing. Or even and I tell this to anybody in the U.S. or even in Mexico or in Europe. Kali had this presence. Um, First of all, he's a giant, but he has this presence that the only way that I can explain it to anybody is like whenever you see videos of like the Beatles back in like the 60s and 70s, when they would like come out of a plane and everybody just be going crazy. That was like Kali, and I swear to you, if you ever watch any videos of when Kali would be out in public and how everybody would just run to him, and that was just a presence that he had. Uh, there were so many times we would do like an appearance, and we would be in the car, and the car would just be swarmed. Like people would just surround the car, and then trying to take pictures through the window of Kali. It was very unreal, very unreal. And then that's something that I've never seen in the U.S. At least not in person. I've seen it in videos, like with celebrities, but I've never seen it in person. And but like I said, I don't. They're not necessarily funny stories, but they're stories of Kali, of the power that he has and the presence. So that to me was always amazing. But like I said, the closest thing that I can explain to somebody is like when you watch videos from back then of like the Beatles coming out of a plane and everybody just going crazy.
That's insane, man. So, I mean, it's interesting that I get to talk to you right now because I can bring up some the hottest news in the world right now. And
Hmm.
he's somebody you have a little bit of history with. CM Punk is considering coming back to wrestling. Do you have
Yeah,
any thoughts
yeah,
on that?
yeah. I heard the rumors. I mean, nobody knows if it's true or not, but I mean, I had the pleasure of working with CM Punk many times, and he is amazing. Like the way his mind thinks is amazing. So if he does go to AEW, there's gonna be a lot of matches that are basically dream matches. Like he can have there with like the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Adam Page. I would love to see Adam Page against CM Punk. I personally believe that Adam Page is gonna be the big star in AEW if it's done right. and somebody like Punk or even Daniel Bryan, if he does go, could really help elevate somebody like Adam Page. There's a lot of talent there that could benefit and would do really well if Punk goes. Ricky Starks, for one, that's another one. Um, but if he does go to AEW, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, and especially if they do it in Chicago. If they do it in Chicago, I mean, the roof would just be blown out of the building.
That's crazy, man. Absolutely. Do you think with Punk and Brian going to AEW, there's a chance that he could become the predominant wrestling promotion in the world?
It could be. I mean, of course, there's always possibilities. There's always possibilities, and like I said, if somebody of that star power or that caliber of either one of them, either Daniel Bryan or CM Punk, goes to AEW, then I mean, it would help. First of all, it would help wrestling because that's the important thing. We have to build wrestling. It's not necessarily WWE, AEW, and WA Ring of Honor. It's not individual. It's like wrestling as the big picture. It would help build it. Um, I feel like over the last maybe 10, even 20 years, wrestling kind of fell down as far as like culture. Um, uh, it wasn't like how it was in the 90s or even in the 80s where pro wrestling was a thing in out everyday culture, not just in within our wrestling world, but outside the culture. If I would love for there to be more opportunities for guys to go to work. More companies, big companies, powerful companies, strong companies. So if Punk or Daniel Bryan go to AEW, it would just help pro wrestling as a whole, not just AEW.
So I had a chance to speak to Alberto, and Alberto told me that he would love to go to either AEW or WWE at some point in the future. Obviously, you guys are reuniting on the indie circuit, I believe, as part of his
Yes.
company, right? So
Yes.
how is it to reunite? And would you also be open to a full time schedule again?
Oh, of course, of course. I would love to go either back to WWE or I would love to go to AEW. I have a lot of friends in AEW. I have a lot of students in AEW and WWE. So either one, it would be nice to be reunited with those people, but also to be able to go back with somebody like Alberto, who actually we have a show this weekend on Saturday in here in Texas, where he's gonna face Andrade and Carlito in a triple threat. The event's called Hecho en Mexico. Um, so we'll be reunited for that. But if we go back together to AEW or WWE, that would be great. I would love that. I would love to go back to WWE, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the scenes. Same thing with AEW. I would love to go to AEW, either in front of the camera or behind the scenes, because I know I can do both of them.
Tell us about your upcoming dates and Alberto's new company.
So the next thing that I have is this Saturday in McAllen, Texas, and that's the Robles promotion with Alberto. The event's called Hecho en Mexico, and the main event is Andrade versus Carlito versus Alberto with myself in there. So that should be big event. We have so many people that are going to be there. The Primo and Epico. We have Apollo, that big star in Puerto Rico. Hijo del Santo. A lot of big stars from Mexico. So that should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a big event, and I'm looking forward to it. I know you can still get tickets in Ticketmaster if you're local. Um, and then after that show, they will keep going. They have more shows after, but I will return back to Egypt. So I still have a couple more months to go in Egypt, and then once I'm done there, then we'll see. I come back to the U.S. in October.
Fantastic, man. It's so good to see you back, and it's so good to see you reunited with Alberto again. So,
Yes,
best of luck for the future, man.
thank you very much.